So reviewing for the first Chapter 9 quiz, you can see I have Desmos pulled up here on my screen. Solve each equation by factoring, graphing, or using the quadratic formula. I would just go ahead and use graphing, minus 6x. And then I can see on my graph I have solutions at 0 and 6. For problem 2, I am going to, again, click that one off, type into Desmos x squared plus 6x plus 9. And here I see just the one solution of negative 3. Right, so that's the first two. Okay. And then I will continue to just work those out the same way. Again, if you want to factor them, great. If you want to use quadratic formula, also great. Okay, but if we have this tool available to us, we may as well use it. Negative 3 and 7 for number 4. So x squared minus 6x minus 7 for number 4. And I see that I have solutions at negative 1 and 7. X squared plus 11x. I should add over the 30, right? And I see my solutions here at negative 6 and negative 5. The other thing I can do is actually just type in the equals negative 30. And I get the vertical lines then at the same spots. Okay? And then number 6, 2x squared plus 5x minus 7. Solutions at negative 3.5 and 1. Right, so that's working those through on Desmos. 7 and 8, you must use the quadratic formula for. Same on your quiz tomorrow. Graphing up, I'm not going to give you credit for. I do want you to use quadratic. So we're going to label out our terms. A, B, C. 3, negative 7, and negative 6. Right, so the quadratic formula will be provided for you. Right, we have that up here. Right, there's our quadratic formula. So it's going to be x equals negative b, so the opposite of b, which is going to give me a 7 plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c, all over 2 times a. All right, so I substituted everything in. I'm going to have a 6 as a denominator, and then I'm just going to start slowly working away at order of operations. And then negative 4 times 3 times negative 6. Is 72. And then I'm going to take and do 72 plus 49. You can see I switched over to my TI-83. It's a little easier to do this computation work on, right? So the -4 times 3 times the -6 is still 72, and then I can just go ahead and add the 49 like that. So I get 7 plus or minus square root of 121 over 6. Then I can quickly square root of 121 is 11. So 7 plus or minus 11 over 6. So when I break that up, 7 plus 11 is 18. So I have 18 over 6. And then 7 minus 11 is -4 over 6. So my answers would be -2/3 and 3. Right? So those are my two solutions for 7 and 8. Or 7, sorry. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here with 8. A, B, C. Change colors just since they'll be so close together. Okay, so x equals -b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2a. So I'm going to have a denominator of 2. 7 plus or minus the square root of 49 minus 12. Right, so 49 minus 12 is going to give me 37. So I'm going to get 7 plus or minus square root of 37 over 2. And square root of 37 is going to give you an irrational. So we are just going to leave it like that. Now, if I wanted to check things out with Desmos, I can. But I cannot just use Desmos to do all the work here. So 7 plus the square root of 37 divided by 2. Right? I get 6.541 and so on. Right? I can do that. I can plug that original equation into Desmos. Right? X squared minus 7x plus 3. And I should see comparable, I should see the same results. So if I bring up 6.54 and then 6.54138, right? So they do match. It's just a matter of you need to know how to use this quadratic formula here. Not above you checking your work in Desmos, but I need to see steps. So you can't just use Desmos. Then the last two, it asks you to solve these by factoring, graphing, or using quadratic formula. And I would go back then to graphing because it's just easiest. So x squared minus 9x plus 14, 2 and 7. And for number 10, x squared plus 2x minus 8. Don't know what happened there. There we go. Right, x squared plus 2x minus 8, -4, and 2. So there's my 2 and -4. So that is for it for the quiz for tomorrow. Be ready to ask me questions in the morning before the quiz begins.